There's an incredible amount of tribalism going on at the moment. And when I spoke to Brett Weinstein, he was quite convinced that there's a very real possibility of a civil war even. How can the person listening to this play a part in healing what seems to be in America anyway, a really divided nation at the moment?
It's a great question. It's sort of the $1 million question. And, our results of the election are going to have a lot to do with some of the strategies on that. I think for the most part, if you're a relatively free thinking person, just go about your life. Go about your life. Find the type of people you want to be around, the right girl or guy you want to be with, and the right friends you want to have, and the type of business you want to build. And start that with you, start that locally, and then hopefully kind of build up from there. I think one of the issues we're having is now that we have social media and we can hear everyone's opinion all the time, we're realizing that from an American perspective, wow, there are 350 million people here and you're not going to believe it, but they think all sorts of things. That's actually a beautiful thing. I want to live in a country like that. But we have to realize that just because someone says something different, thinks something different, that they're not evil. And by the way, that is much more, I would say, of a condition of the left than it is of the right now. Generally on the right, for the reasons that I said to you earlier, the right's willing to agree to disagree on a bunch of this stuff and put some of it aside and not force the government to make you do things that you don't want to do. The left right now, although this is cyclical, the left right now is the side that wants to do that. So trying, I would say, if you're a right-leaning person, you care about liberty, you care about freedom, trying to figure out what the right life draft is to offer to your lefty friends and family so that they can realize maybe they're missing something here. There's no easy answer to that because it's going to be different for every person, but offering them some openness, even when they're saying bad things about you, even when they're calling you a bigot and a racist because you're for low taxes or something, try not to totally shut them out. It's easier said than done.
Mm. A lot of top performers that I've spoken to on this show anyway, so, could be athletes, businessmen, psychologists, a lot of them seem to say, don't watch the news and just focus on what you can control and your inner circle. What extent do you think we should allow politics to drive our life, and how involved do you think the everyday person should be in it?
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that, but you can't exclude it altogether. You hear a lot of people say, I don't care about politics. Well, the answer, of course, is, well, politics cares about you. You may not care who's in charge of your city, but the guy that's in charge of your city, I'm here in Los Angeles, we've got a progressive lefty mayor, and we've got a lot of homelessness right now. We've got drug use, we've got roads that are crumbling, we've got bad schools. These are not disconnected from the fact that we voted in these people. So you could say, well, I don't care about politics. I'm only going to work. I could say it right now. I could say, you know what? I don't care about what's happening in my city. I'm just going to keep doing my show and blah, blah, blah. Well, that is kind of limiting right there. Like, you're going to suddenly go, well, oh, now the road in front of my house, is all busted up and the gas line's exploding and, whatever, the litany of other problems that could occur. So I think you have to care at some level, but you don't want to be consumed. There are some people that are going to be consumed by it. There are some people that are going to want to be, that are going to use it as their whole worldview. I think that leads to a lot of misery, actually. Politics shouldn't be your worldview. It should be a specific lens, but you need to have a deeper philosophical or religious worldview behind that, whatever that is for you. But politics, it cares about you. So you got to figure out, even if it's just, well, here's a good example. I have a good friend who's an artist, and she's never considered herself political, but she's an artist. So meaning that she's a free spirit. She wants to paint and create and do ceramics and sculptures and all of these things. And I've been saying to her for a long time, in essence, I know you're a libertarian because you want to express your view of the world. You want to be free, all of these things. But for a long time, she thought she was a progressive because she thought that meant you're nice and decent and tolerant and everything else. Well, then she started making a little money. And then she's looking at taxes and going, whoa, wait a minute. What are they doing with my money? And I think the real world can ultimately get people to come back to some of the right ideas. But again, it takes a little time and it's different for everybody.